Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fablen Sprints. How
Hello.
are, how are we all doing, and what are we reading?
Hello,
Uh,
hello, hello.
Hi to Jen and Helen. Them saying hi to each other. Just finished. Oh, you already finished. You are knocking out books so quick this weekend, Jen. I think this is their third book they've read this weekend.
Nice. I've been watching, I love the little counters people are doing underneath the items where it's like, hit my first book, my second book, my third book.
That's cool.
I
That's
love
clever.
those counters. They make me so happy. So it's kind of fun to watch them and see how many people have gotten multiple books done.
Yeah, I think I've only gotten the Coven done. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start and read that graphic novel I didn't get to last night. Today it's a Zatanna comic, so
Yeah.
I can finish that out. Nice thoughts on guards. And when did you start? Or and what did you start? Yeah, what did you start after? Okay, so hi to me and Margaret. Starting the signs of the dragon for the hidden gem prompt of bingo. Okay.
Nice.
Hey, princess. Hello. It's a fantasy in verse. It only has 25 reviews on Goodreads. Ooh, that's nice. Or you're oh, she's calling you a muffin. Hey, Cammy, how are you doing? We're gonna do our first sprint, probably 5:10ish, and we're gonna do a 45. We're gonna do 40. Like I want to
Nice.
do like 3 45-minute sprints should give us enough reading time. Is the goal.
That's not what I want. Oh, no. I hit a button. It's
Oh,
fine. I think everything's fine.
okay.
I accidentally clicked the Premiere Pro button trying to navigate
Oh.
different things.
Started Serpent and Dove. You're currently 23% in. Okay.
Oh, Tag clocked me.
Not the.
It's not subtle. I mean, it's not subtle. We're at this place in right now in the year for Florida where the middle of the day is the normal Florida temperature, but it's not cold. It just gets a little chill in the mornings and in the evenings, and especially inside because my house is not made to hold in heat. It's made to let it go.
Yeah.
So in the house, a lot of the time, you'll be for a good portion of the year, in the house, I will be in sweatpants and a sweater, but then I'll go outside and I'll be in shorts and a tank top.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
I do live in California. You know how that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, I do. Hello. You are still on Fruit. Oh, you're on Fruit Basket Volume 2 now. I think last time we were talking, you're on Volume 1. How long are we going till today, Princess? I want to go to about, so the end of the readathon is 12 p.m. EST, so about 9 o'clock our time is kind of around that time is when we're gonna cut off.
Yep. Yep. And then people will have until noon tomorrow which I should probably announce at some point.
Yeah, you hear it here first.
Yeah.
You have till noon to update your track your reading.
Listen. I am a procrastinator. I am going to give you right up until 11:59 p.m. So, you're going to have every single second you are allowed to have, and then you can enter in your books.
They're wearing a knockoff folklore one right now. So
so this is funny, Tag. I started learning to knit because I wanted to be able to make my own folklore, and then I specifically wanted to make a Midnight's one, which would have been very similar to the Midnight's cardigan that she released. But I found out I don't need to anymore because I got the I was able to get the original in one of the drops that she did last year. But I was like, oh, this is the moss stitch, and I freaking hate the moss stitch. I'm so glad I don't have to make this now.
Yeah, all the power to you.
Yeah.
I like 1989 and a little bit of reputation, and that's my Taylor Swift love goes.
Yeah. I feel I mean, 1989 really rewrote a lot of the pop scene. Yeah. So, but I understand she's not for everybody.
Yeah, no. And I like her old stuff. I love You Belong With Me. Classic.
Oh, so my favorite albums are Speak Now, Reputation, in 1989.
Okay.
I understand why she's got I'm like, listen, she's following the muse. I'm okay with that. Fine. I miss her old stuff. I miss when she was writing Folklore and Tortured Poets will never be my favorites. I love them. They will never all of her albums are 5-star albums, but I do have a ranking system amongst those 5 stars.
No, it makes sense. I feel the same way. That's how I feel about Ari.
Yeah.
Ariana's my girl, my pop girly. And I love all her albums, but are all her albums my favorites?
Like I am very much in the apparently an outlier with Swifties in that my top 3 does not have Tortured Poets, Folklore, or Red in it. And I actually prefer Evermore to Folklore for reasons that do not necessarily make sense to me.
I want that Reputation mock turtleneck with the snake on it to come back.
Yeah, that was a really cute one. I just couldn't justify. I mean, I feel like Julie, she's probably going to drop it a couple more times this year because she did the same with the Speak Now cardigan and the 1989 cardigan. So you've got a chance at it. She hasn't done it yet with Midnight or Tortured Poets, I don't think, but those have both been out for a little bit less time.
An OG, I remember when Teardrops on My Guitar came out.
I'm not quite that OG. I started following in the wait between Fearless and Speak Now.
Hello, friends. Going to audiobook and play Animal Crossing tonight. That sounds relaxing. Just not sure which audiobook to start. I got Twisted Love for my in-person book club on Friday or Under the Oak Tree Volume 1. Ooh, okay, that's tough. Under the Oak Tree has only 8 days left on the week. So you both have countdowns for both of them.
Everyone has a quicker countdown.
Yeah, because Monday is on Friday, so that's what today's Sunday. So I guess Under the Oak Tree I think is first. I'm bad at math. I'm a reader. Yeah, one that's due soon. I'm not.
Also, Helen, absolutely baller username.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, her name's Helen too, so it's even like.
Yeah, I'm like that. Oh, that's a deep cut there.
Yeah.
As a Greek mythology girly, oh man, that hits. That's a special kind of fun.
Yeah. Let me set the timer to the right.
You already tell me what you were working on, Paco. I'm sorry.
Huh? Oh, what
Did you already tell me what you were working on? For what book you're reading?
Oh yeah, I kind of said it, but I also didn't say it. So
you said it straight to my face. There we go.
Reading Dark Rise.
Nice.
But then I'm only gonna be listening to a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna start my Zatanna comic, which let me get.
Listen, you can tell me information to my face, and I will either remember it or it will go straight through both ears.
I'm the same way. I'm going to be starting this.
Oh, Zatanna! Nice.
Yeah, Zatanna's Bringing Down the House. It's a Elseworld story.
Okay.
So it should be a fun, quick read.
Nice. I'm working on House with Good Bones. I'm almost done.
Okay.
It's very good.
Just finished Sword Heart.
Yeah, I have that as well.
Right before the Fablen started.
Listen, House with Good Bones might get 5 stars just for the way she describes trying to get her phone to connect to the Wi-Fi. The phone said it definitely knows who the Wi-Fi is very familiar with the Wi-Fi, and then I tried to open an email and it said they don't have that kind of relationship.
Helen says very few people have gotten the reference.
I mean, how many people grew up obsessed with Greek mythology? That's the question. Yeah. You know what? Actually, no. You know what? I know a lot of guys that grew up obsessed with Greek mythology that would not get that reference.
I do too. I feel like it's a deep cut Greek reference. It's not but I also feel like Greek mythology kids are a off brand of dinosaur kids.
I recognized Launched 1,000. I was like, yeah, Launched 1,000 ships. And then you said Helen, and I was like, oh, we've got a pun on our hands. So.
Okay. It is 5:10, and we are also at the end of the comments. So we're going to do our first 45-minute sprint, and we will check in with y'all later.
Nice.
And back. How did people do? And we are joined by a Nell has made an appearance. The talented Nell. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but we're joined by the talented Nell because when I see you popped in, all I see is you play the guitar. And I'm like,
I didn't even know you were back. How are sprints going? Hello. Oh, wow, no.
Listen to the first chapter of Under the Oak Tree. It was really good. That's good. Sprint went well. I just got home from work right before we started. So I was
How was that?
It was the last season game. We unfortunately won, which means we're going to be going further. But just a lot of energy that I was like, I'm thankful work is done. Yeah, because I started at 8 this morning. So
yikes. What time is it where you are?
It is 6 or about to be 6. So we're gonna do our next sprint at. So we started at 40. We did 45. We're gonna do it 10 minutes. So about 05. We'll do it at 05, 45. At that time.
I see you rocking your glasses.
Thank you. I finally got them.
Yeah.
Right, 18%. Oh, you got into 37 or 57% of Powerless by LZ Silver. How is that? Because I don't know if I'm going to ever get into Powerless, but I've seen a lot of talk about it.
Yeah, it's a very popular series.
Read about 185 pages. It's all in verse. Okay. About 19% of the book. Okay.
What are you reading, Jen?
You're reading like a fantasy book in verse for the bingo board challenge because it's like a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
They said it earlier. I can find it. Margaret will either pop in, be back later, or they will pop in after the next sprint. They said. Finish guard. The Sign of the Dragon.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Neither have I. What are you reading now? If you're going to be reading anything.
I'm not reading anything at the moment. I finished the last volume of Death Note earlier today on Katie's Sprints. So I haven't really read anything since then. I am technically in the middle of, and by in the middle of, I mean like 4% in to Iron Flame. But I started that a couple of days ago. So that'll be something that I'll work on throughout the month because it's a long one.
I feel it.
And I'm waiting for my hold to come in. I thought it would have come in by now, but I'm waiting for my hold to come in for Little Thieves. So whenever that comes in, I'll start that.
I'm not surprised it's taking a minute just because the newest book came out.
Oh, did I? I didn't even know it came out recently.
Yeah, it came out this month. On the first. It came out on the first. The last book in the trilogy. So
did not know that. Yeah. I knew that it was a trilogy, but I didn't realize that the third book just came out. I thought it had been out for a while.
No. I'm reading the Sign of the Dragon by Mary Sue Lee. It is a Chinese-inspired fantasy in verse. Okay, that fits the prompt. Nice. Are you doing the Reddit board challenge?
I am not. I was very surprised that so many people are doing it this year because I feel like it's been around for a long time. For some reason, this year it just gained so much popularity out of nowhere.
Because I tried doing it last year. Because me, Princess, and Helen tried doing it last year. Helen is the only one that completed it, to the surprise of no one.
Right.
Surprise. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it again this year. And then everybody and their mother was dropping a TBR video for it. And so I'm like, well, I guess I have to. Yeah, Helen did it.
I'm not surprised by this.
I will say, God, the algorithm, whatever spiritual being you want to call, works in mysterious ways. Because I was telling Helen this recently as my witness. But in the Magical Readathon, I got the country picker generator prompt. And I got Australia. And I was going to read Dark Dawn by J. Kristoff because that's the only Australian author I can think of at the time. But I really don't want to read it. I'm like, I have been not wanting to read it. Just something spiritually has been telling me not to. So I opened TikTok while we were on sprints while I was eating dinner. And the first video that popped up were here's 4 fantasy books by Australian authors to read.
Oh, wow.
And One of them, Will of the Many, which I didn't know, which I was like, okay, that's a possibility.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
But Cool is the Light, which is a Fairy Loot book I already have, is another one. So I think I'm going to read that this month instead.
Nice.
Because, thank you. I was like, okay, video coming in.
Yeah, the algorithm is scary. My friend texted me this morning. She's not on BookTube. She doesn't watch my videos. We've been friends for like the last like decade or longer. We like met in college. And she texted me this morning and she sent me a video about how Pretty Little Liars ended, which was the weirdest thing because on Sprints on Wednesday, we had this whole discussion on Sprints about who was A at the end and like who was A in the books versus who was A at the end of the show, whatever. Had a whole conversation about it. And then me and Donna have been like talking about it like on Instagram, like just, in our own little private chat about it. So when my friend who has nothing to do with BookTube somehow managed to get a video about this in her feed, and she didn't watch the show. She never watched For Little Liars. So I'm like, how did this end up in your feed? Like, what is happening? What is the internet doing?
I feel that. It's like, is this play about us? Like,
yeah.
I feel like, who's watching me?
Yeah, that was so weird when I saw that. I was just like, why were you the one to send me this? How did this even end up in your feed? You don't even watch this show.
One of my favorite things about when like TikTok went dark, the videos, everybody was like posting a bunch of shit leading up to that, was the like, I'm gonna miss my Chinese spy or whatever in the algorithm. You went in charge of the algorithm.
Wild.
Yeah, the algorithm. The magic. Finished Murderbot. Okay, how'd you like it? And started the next book. How close are we
How close are we to what?
The next
item?
The next item, that would be... Where's the camera? Okay. Margaret would have that information.
Yeah.
And then we are 3 minutes away from the next sprint. Because I'm trying to end this... I'm trying to have our last sprint be done like 10 minutes before midnight EST. And then like close it out at midnight for them so that we close out. But how have you been though? Now I haven't talked to you in a second.
I've been good. I've had a lot of energy this week. I'm trying to create like a routine, like just a life routine. But like I'm starting with like a morning routine. That's like the beginning, the baby steps. Yeah. So I've been trying to work on like a morning routine. Have I stuck to it all week? And no, I have not yet. But this is a new week. It's Sunday, so we can start again and we can try again this week. But I'm trying to start a routine that incorporates like me taking all the different like supplements or whatever, like health stuff or whatever, and then also like washing my face twice a day, like using different like product, like all of that stuff, and then also like being able to like set aside time to read, set aside time to edit, set aside time to practice the guitar, like trying to come up with a routine so I can do all the things that I want to do. But I don't want it to be too much of a routine where I feel like it becomes like a chore, it becomes like work, and it's like, oh, I have to do this at this time, have to do, like I don't want it to be like a thing, if that makes sense. But like I do want to have some structure so that I can do the things that I want to do. So that's what I've been working on for the last 2 weeks.
You want it to be like second nature kind of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've kind of gotten a face routine down, like a skincare routine down. Do I do it every night when I should?
Right, exactly.
There's been a lot of nights where I'm like, I'll already be laying down and I'm like, I gotta get up before I go to bed and like do my face. And I'm like,
Yep. So that's part of what we're working on, is actually doing it. Like I have the routine. I've had the routine like written down for like the last 2 years. But like you said, do I do it every day? No. And that's what I'm trying to be better about, is because I have like a different routine for the morning than I have for the evening. And then even in the evening, depending on what day of the week it is, it's different. So like I have it all written down, but I have to actually do it.
I feel that. Right now, it's just a cleanser and a moisturizer with sunscreen in the morning. And I'm like, I barely keeping up with that. It'll get to the point Wednesday, and it's like, I'll start next week. I'll just do everything.
Yep, sounds about right. I'm like, we've already failed the mission this week. We'll try again next week.
Okay, it is 6:05, so we're gonna do another 45-minute sprint, and then we will come back for like 10 minutes, and then do our last 45, I believe. So, happy reading. Let me get the present. Did I really delete the screen like a dummy? There we go. Okay. I will see y'all then. And we're back. Oh, an announcement just was made. We'll wait for Reels to come back. How did everybody do? I got to my pages read of Dark Rise that I was trying to get to today, and then I started my Zatanna graphic novel. But how did everybody else do?
I made it back.
58%. Okay.
Yes, very nice.
Back on the ball. I can't wait to reread it soon.
Yeah.
We're me, her, and Helen, Princess are buddy reading the Serpent and Dove series.
Yeah.
I'm rereading it. They're reading it for the first time. This series, so it'll be fun. Made it to 70%. That's great.
Nice.
And then we have an announcement. Was just put for Fablen.
Was there? Well, I don't know about that. You don't know anything about that.
So we just gotta get the final item.
You guys have finally moved on to the final item. We'll see if you get it. We're getting close to the end here. So I know. But
That's
you've
good,
at least
though.
had a shot at it.
How is it? Is it a big distance to the final item, or is it?
I mean, it's a distance, but it's not a big distance. I did still have the math stuff sitting on my phone, so it'll be squeaking by the skin of our teeth kind of thing.
So 6:52. So 10 minutes from that, or so it's 7. I'm trying to do the math to like reasonably out this next sprint.
Yeah.
So okay, 7 o'clock. We're gonna do our last 45.
Mm-hmm.
So that we'll get back 45 after.
Yeah.
So that'll be enough time to wrap up. How did you do, Nell, or what did you do?
What did I do? Oh, I watched the first 2 episodes of the Death Note anime. Now that I'm finally finished the manga, the animation style is different than I was expecting it to be. When I think of anime, I just automatically think of like Sailor Moon, like Dragon Ball Z, like that art style. And this is more like Boondocks, which is like similar but different. So I was not expecting that.
So yeah, it's a little bit more modern anime style.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously all of the animes, they're kind of like going to reflect the comics to some extent, like the actual manga. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon are old school anime styles.
Yeah, like classic. What?
They have a very classic look to them.
Death Note was like 2000s, right?
Yeah, I think it's like 06.
Yep.
Yeah,
whereas Sailor Moon was like the 90s and Dragon Ball Z was, I believe, the 80s.
Was it? Oh wow, I didn't know it was that old.
I think Dragon Ball Z is an older series, like an older series.
Yeah.
I just assumed that it was the 90s.
That's when it started, like the anime probably started. Like
one of the things you have to think about is that like we get, especially then, we were getting it so much later than when it went up on Japanese television.
Yeah. If it was the 80s, that actually wouldn't be that surprising because even though Sailor Moon was 90s, I want to think it was early 90s, like 92 or something. So like I wouldn't be surprised if Dragon Ball Z was like late 80s or something.
I feel like it was more mid. Let's see. Yeah, it was it ran from 89 to 96 with Dragon Ball Z.
Wow.
Okay.
Now I gotta look up Sailor Moon.
For some reason, the number 92 is in my head for Sailor Moon.
I feel like it was, it started in 92.
Yeah.
So, and it ran to 97.
Yeah, that's true. There are
yeah, that's true.
Several different Dragon Ball animes. Ooh, you're on track to finishing Dylan Mulvaney's memoir before midnight. I kind of want to read it just because, like, I watched Drew's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
and Dylan was on there talking about the book on the podcast, and
Nice.
so I'm like, I kind of want to read it.
Who is that?
Dylan Mulvaney. She was the trans woman that got a lot of spotlight kind of during the cause she had like her transition series. I don't know if you remember the Chorus Light drama or whatever that like happened, or Chorus Light.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
I want to say it was Budweiser that got in trouble. That basically like Dylan did an ad for them, and the conservatives lost their minds.
Yeah.
Which is yeah, that's every other day. But yeah, they were like buying cases of Budweiser beer to pour out. I'm like,
you're still giving them money.
Yeah.
like here's the thing. I can see kind of the idea behind like you have merch that you've already purchased and like ripping it up or tearing it up, like getting that out. Like that makes sense.
But to go out and spend money to buy.
It's still performative, but like you're going, oh, I'm done with this thing. Versus like spending like the one dude that would go out and buy Taylor Swift records and then very obviously smashed the not Taylor Swift record. That was so funny. He made videos, and I think like his first one, he went out and he bought it, and then thinking that the Swifties would not know the difference, he swapped it out for something else.
Oh, if any
smashed it, and it was a regular black record, and we're like, bro, that's Speak Now. The record is purple.
Any fandom, even if like I feel like the Taylor Swift albums weren't colored like that, any fandom that was gonna like tell you the exact way that this is not that out, like would be the Swifties.
It would.
But I feel like it's just kind of common sense, because if the record that you just bought is one color and then you film a video with a record that's a completely different color, like you didn't think people were gonna notice that? I feel like you don't have to be a Swiftie.
Why are you buying the merch just to destroy it, buddy? You're just giving her money. You're saying you hate her, but you're giving her money. Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, I want to read it. It's on my list.
Nice.
When I was going to see Tracy Dion in San Francisco last month, she was going to that bookstore like after, like soon. I was like, ooh, that's when I saw the book, and it was already in my. But I'm not a memoir reader like that, so
yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the sign of a really good ghostwriter too, because most memoirs have a ghostwriter involved. Because a lot of people who do memoirs, they're just like the most recent one. What was her name? Sherry Frankie. Like she had a ghostwriter on hers. But a good ghostwriter is able to like really translate your voice. Mm-hmm. So like that's good for them. Oh.
It is 6:58, so we got 2 minutes till our last sprint.
Okay.
Have you been reading these sprints, Margaret, or you just been doing productive or just chilling?
I've just been productive. I haven't been reading. I'm gonna try and finish this book before I go to bed. So hopefully I finish it before 11:59. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. I've already read a few books for this, so I'm like, it's fine if I don't, but also I do kind of want this final item. I don't know why I care. I'm the one person that can prepare ahead of time.
Yeah. And you're the one person, like, as the DM, like, you play all the villains mentality, like, it's definitely, but it's still good that we got so far to the final item.
Like, even if you guys don't make the final item, that's still a fuck ton of stuff that you guys have read. It's great for y'all. Like, you still got other items.
Like, for a weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
we're putting like almost 300 books, 300-ish books. Right? Yep.
Wow. Okay, 1 minute. Let me pull this print up. So that on the dot we can.
Beautiful.
I'm like, do I want to read or do I want to like TikTok?
I'm going to be editing a video, I hope.
Love that. I need to film, but I don't got to worry about that till near the end of the week. Okay, let's do it. Okay, it is now 7 o'clock, so I'm going to start it, and we will see you in 45 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. You can ruin everything in here. I don't care. I do. I just scrubbed the couch.
Okay, that was our final sprint. How did everybody do? You're mute still, Margaret.
It's like the third time that happened today.
No, because I keep this. Like I said, the mouse pad on this computer, this button decides when it wants to work, and so it's been working all night, and then it decides it's not going to work this one time. I can mute myself there. Anyway, I got about 3 minutes of my video edited, so we're now at like 10-ish minutes of the video out of 34. And I also loaded all of my dinner dishes into the dishwasher.
Well, that's nice. I played a little bit of Marvel Rivals because I had to get my like things I needed for today. But then I started the Honored Vow.
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
I'm enjoying the series, so I'm glad to be knocking it out with the last book.
Mm.
Good job.
Don't fall. Okay. Helen, well, wait, no. Books and Lipstick. Would be surprised Dylan had a ghostwriter. TBH, they definitely had editors, but I think she wrote the bulk of it. Well, that's good.
So the way that memoirs typically work is they sit down with the celebrity, and the celebrity narrates everything that they want to talk about to them. And then it's the ghostwriter's job to go and take that and make that into and like give it a little bit of structure, help them like figure out. So it's not that like Dylan wasn't doing the writing of this. It's just that most, or like a celebrity's not doing the writing. It's just that most celebrities, the way that you work with a ghostwriter is it's a big collaborative kind of project.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're just kind of cleaning, like they're cleaning things up for them. They're helping them make it give it structure. They're helping them make sure that all the stuff makes sense. I'm so sorry, Tag. I'm so sorry. Condolences on the dissertation. Now there are some celebrity memoirs that are very much written by the celebrity. So I don't know with Dylan Mulvaney. Like Jeanette McCurdy's was very much written by her.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher's memoirs were very much written by her, but she was a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so is Jeanette McCurdy. Jeanette McCurdy is like a big writer too. She hasn't like published stuff, but she's written a bunch of stuff like scripts and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I think the memoir was like her way of like finally publishing something that she's written.
Yeah.
Well, I know Carrie Fisher was like the writer, like a script doctor. Like you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, is famously she doctored a lot of the Star Wars scripts.
Mm-hmm.
I miss her.
Same. I will never get over when when her and her mom passed.
Paco. She passed on my birthday.
Oh.
Yikes.
Talk about worst birthday present ever.
Ooh. And then I didn't even know that Debbie Reynolds was that involved with my childhood. With Halloween Town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, we were a big Singing in the Rain family. Like we would get that video from I'm pretty sure the library hated to see us coming.
We were Charlotte's Web kids, as my mom loved the Charlotte's Web movie, so we watched that a lot growing up. I actually named when I got a TV, I named my TV Charlotte. Like my first my TV was named for it.
We also did a lot of Land Before Time, although we don't own the first one. We own.
Is she in that?
I don't know. I just know that was a big one in our childhood. We don't own the first one. We owned like 3, 4, and 5.
You know, me and my brother, we were Land Before Time. My brother's a dinosaur kid.
Yeah.
So we watched a lot of the Land Before Time movies, even though because we're like 98, 99, so 2000 kids.
Mm-hmm.
We watched like the newer ones. Like his favorite, I think, was the dolphin, the one with the little dolphin, and then Chomper.
Yeah, Chomper.
Yep. This tells you something about my brother growing up. You guys know the Redwall books? Have you heard of the? Okay.
I don't know of them. I've never read them.
I don't know.
Yeah. First book has a mouse as a main character.
Okay.
It's like they all live in a medieval abbey. It's like King Arthur stuff, but they're all tiny little rodents doing these things.
I knew you would like it, Helen. The minute she started describing it, I said, this sounds like a Helen book.
Anyways, but my brother would put, like, this is how things went at our house. Like, those movies, books like that, like, he would put Redwall on, and that would be all he would listen to. Like, we'd have it playing over, like, discs over and over and over again. Like, just he'd finish the book and then start it right back up until it had to go back to the library. Yes, Martin Eulalia. My brother is actually currently playing a Badger character that I believe is entirely his bid to get me to read Salamandastron.
Have you seen the Redwall show? I didn't know there was a show.
I didn't know,
There's
I didn't know there was
show?
one.
I didn't, but I feel betrayed now that that no one told me that.
Yeah. Helen is my woman in the chair, like with all the screens for information, for anything.
She's your oracle?
Yeah, she's your Have you seen the animated show? Oh, there was an animated show.
I'll have to look into that.
Ignore the sirens if you hear them.
I usually do.
Yeah, but we were big Land Before Time kids, and then I know she wasn't in it, but we were also big like All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh my god!
That was
again.
I did not like that movie. I don't know why.
My mom loved it. So if my mom, it was one of my mom's favorites, so we would have it on all the time.
Yeah,
and she was very much into making us watch like older cartoons and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Owned 2. Don't know why we don't own 1.
I know things. Oh, Firefall Goes West. You see the war flashback. You could see him pass through your head.
I mean, none of it. That's exactly it.
What is Don Bluth? What is that?
Don Bluth, he's a very, I don't know if he is still alive, but he is a very famous animator that has a very distinctive style. Anastasia is a Don Bluth movie. He knows how to draw one man.
If you watched a movie that you thought was Disney movie, and then you found out later in life it wasn't a Disney movie,
it was probably Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Don Bluth. Titan AE was Don Bluth, I think.
Which also, I love Anastasia. One of my favorite.
Such a good movie.
What is
it? One of my favorite couples.
Titan AE.
Oh.
Secrets of Nim. 2 men. Two men.
True.
Were you not the same, but were you a Swan Lake or the Swan Princess fan growing up?
Again, we have 2 and 3, but not number 1. I was obsessed with the Swan Princess. My best friend growing up one of my best friends growing up had it, and I would steal it from her all the time and just like put it on and watch it because I loved that. I loved that story.
That's one of my favorites, Swan Princess. Also, I grew up watching Barbie Swan Lake was like on repeat a lot.
Yeah.
So
I think if I remember correctly, he also, or at least they did, like there is a series of animated Bible story videos.
Oh God.
And I believe he also
no,
those not the first one, Helen, don't worry. Second and third one are the ones we own. But I believe either he had or they were heavily influenced by him because the animators the Nest Bible movies look very similar in animation style. And also were heavily marketed at the beginning of my Swan Princess VHSs.
Yeah.
So.
The
Swan Princess was the jam.
It is great. Have you seen it yet, Nell, Swan Princess?
No.
So good. Me and Helen did a movie night of it like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We want to rewatch the Swan Princess.
You know what I want to rewatch is The Last Unicorn. It's been a while since I've rewatched that one.
You're talking to the right people because that's like one of me and Helen's favorite movies to talk about.
Have you read the book?
I tried to read the book when I was younger. It wasn't bad. I just never finished it. It was
it's good.
Yeah.
The one that I feel like I need to watch and see if I remember any of is Never Ending Story. I was obsessed with that movie when I was like 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Neverending Story. I know I watched, but people will talk about it and they'll be like, "Yeah, it was so traumatizing," and I'm like, I don't remember. Like, I don't remember it the way that I remember Princess Bride, which is another movie that I watched at the time.
Yeah. Well, I was always the weird kid because but one of my favorite movies growing up was Wizard of Oz. And everybody, when I would talk to, would say like, "Oh, I was terrified of the flying monkeys. I was terrifying as flying monkeys." Me, I always wanted one as a pet. Does that explain multiple things about life now? Maybe.
No, I don't see any signs. Nah, none at all.
I was traumatized by I never saw the Neverending Story. I've not seen
either.
Yeah,
I missed that one.
I know I was obsessed with that movie when I was like 3 or 4. I just don't remember anything from it.
The only thing I know about it is that song, and I only know that song because of Stranger Things.
I know the horse. I know about the horse in the Neverending Story.
I know about the horse. I know it happened. I don't have any memory of it. Right? And I know the princess. I remember the princess. So it was probably, I think it was one of our Halloween movies one year, because we used to we'd put up tarps and go hide in my parents' bedroom on Halloween because my parents didn't do Halloween. So we just make it look like we weren't home, and my parents would have us watch movies and let us stay up late.
Hiding from a trick-or-treater.
Yeah. Now I hide from trick-or-treaters simply because I'm not social. And because I know my parents would not let me answer the door and give kids candy. I'm like, yeah, this is their house. I have to
respect it. Yeah, and I get that. The Rocky Eater and his family were so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love celebrating Halloween by just watching old campy Halloween movies.
Nice. I mean, that's the way to do it.
Like Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus.
Oh my god.
The classics.
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Nice.
We need to talk more, Margaret, because we have a lot of similar. We like a lot of the same things. We don't know.
Why do you think I was like, hey, you should do more stuff with us?
I know. I need
to.
Nell can tell, I get so busy during the past work season. If I'm not working, I'm
yeah. I every single one of the hosts that I reached out to, with the exception of there was one host that I brought in that we'd already talked about them doing it. It just wasn't a good time. But the other 2 of y'all that are new, I met you doing Mystic Readathon, and I was like, God damn it, they would be such good hosts for Fablen. I wish I knew them. I'd done stuff with them so much sooner. So I just had I was like, I have to reach out to y'all. Have to ask you.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Fablen, which we still. I mean, Margaret announced earlier, people, but you guys have a chance past midnight to put your things in,
and we still have. An hour.
Yeah.
Am I mathing right? I'm mathing right. Yeah, an hour and 2 minutes.
I'm mathing wrong. You're mathing right, because it's.
Yeah.
I was like,
you guys will have till noon tomorrow, and I'll make an announcement when we hit midnight. I'll make an announcement in the Discord of hey, we're done. Do get your final books in. You've got until this, and I'll give you a final thing on whether or not, unless you guys definitely made it, in which case I'll just be like, hey guys, guess what? You got the item. So. But yeah.
So we still got an hour to put your things in, you guys. This fun, great readathon that Margaret did, and then I think I'm gonna be ending it right at it's a 1 minute till. I wanted to end it at 8, give people an hour to relax before midnight. Because I'm getting exhausted. I was falling asleep that last sprint.
Right. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's just see.
How close are we?
Y'all don't need to wait till noon.
We did it?
Yay!
Nice.
We got all 5 items. So, although I will have people just finish. Let's just see exactly how many books we all.
Yeah, no, that doesn't mean stop.
So I can get that number.
It was fast. I was like, damn, we got. Well, so the last thing I saw was we got one, and then the next thing I know is, oh shit, we already got the next one.
Because I was so late stop it. Because I was so late, like dinner took so much longer, I was late. Like you guys were already well on your way to the next item when I posted item number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So now the thing about these items is you guys will be able to choose, and I'll put this in the Discord, but you guys will be able to choose one of the 5. Like you don't get all 5, you get one of the 5. That's too much power.
Like one individually, we get one of the 5.
Everyone gets to choose one of the 5.
Okay.
So you kind of got, and you don't have to make. I mean, technically, you made this. You don't have to make the decision if you don't want to until the new round comes around. But like, you will need to make it by October 1st or the first day of whatever month we have it. It's just one of those things. Like, do you know how you like to play? Mm-hmm. Would it be more? Are you someone who reads a lot? So it would be beneficial to have 2 books that you could potentially use on a prompt on hand, so you get the Ring of Portent. Or are you someone who's like, you know what, I want to have the option to, if I'm really close to the end of a book and I think the deadline is coming, I can just finish the book and go and do that? Or are you someone who's like, I want to be a little sneaky and I want to be able to use, like, make a book fit another guild, like my guild's prompt because it fits another, like, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So yeah, I'm gonna close it out now. Do you guys have anything you guys want to share?
Oh dear.
Ignore that. Ignore that. Do you guys have anything you guys want to share? Anything coming up?
Just Wind Down Wednesday.
Yep. I am working on my TBR. I'll probably finish working on my TBR tomorrow and get it uploading. But there will be a TBR video for the rest of April going up. Tomorrow.
Fun.
If I can get this video edited sometime this week, then next weekend, like this coming weekend, there will be a reading blog collab. Ooh. If I can get this edited by then.
Oh, also keep an eye out for the announcement for when the Holy Terrors live show is going to be. I believe it's going to be on my channel this time.
Okay.
For my friends who love Little Thieves.
A great series.
I'm so nervous.
Why?
I'm so nervous for how this book is going to end because right now things are not good. It's not good. I'm suffering, and I'm also trying to keep pace with Leandra, and Leandra has a lot to read, and so I'm just like, I can't even just like finish it all real quick and put myself out of my misery because Leandra, and then also live show. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I still remember that I felt so vindicated when you as well said that it's perfect Fat Cat. Because I've been saying that for years.
Exactly.
When someone else said it, I was like, I'm right. I knew it.
So Rachel was the one that got me to read it. And we were kind of friends at the time, but not like friends like we are now. And so I remember texting her and going, I've read Little Thieves. Why the fuck didn't you tell me that this was basically fantasy Batcat? And she was like, is that what would have gotten you to read it? I was like, yes, that would have gotten me to read it.
It's a perfect ship dynamic, but
like that is what started our friendship, was me going, what the fuck, my dude? You know this about me and you didn't say anything? Anyways.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna get along with Murray.
They're my original ship. They're the oldest ship I have. I mean, I wouldn't say junior detective because I stole this idea from Mel. But yes, I am trying to figure out a way to have 2 different levels of how to do Fablen so that if like you can, even if you're not someone who's going to be able to hit every single prompt, like you can. And I'll also have, I'm not going to allow the option to swap back and forth on a regular basis, but I will let people step down if they need to, because I know there are a lot of people that like life gets crazy, and I want people to have that option, right? And not feel like they're letting the team down. I just have to figure out how it will, like, how am I going to have it affect points and things like that. Yeah.
See, smarter than I can be. Like,
so accessibility is a big thing for me. just because like I know that is something that so often, and I mean on all levels, not just like disability focused accessibility, but accessibility when it comes to like time zones and things like that. And there's only so much I can do about time zones.
Yeah.
But like it's one of those things that I'm like, I want as many people as possible to be able to do this and to enjoy this, and I want to make sure I'm taking into consideration as many types of people in different things. Like obviously there's only so much I can do. Like if you don't like competitive readathons, if you're going to be mad that like if your team loses you get punished, I can't do anything for that.
I still say Which should have won the Mystic Readathon, but
I'm so sorry that the challenge that I gave your team for losing was challenging.
It's almost like it's a challenge.
Like I'm so sorry that I ruined your readathon. But
crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's so funny.
And now like
things people would say in the Discord to the like where the person who is doing the readathon, like just take that to the group chat. Like be respectful. People are doing this for free. They're creating entertainment for you for free. But like,
and no one forced you to do it. Like no one
forced you to do that. And I was even, especially like I still try to give grace in those situations because people sometimes don't think that they know how they're coming off. But it was one of those things like people were giving them so many options, so many things. None of them worked. I was like, oh, it's another Kate. So never be the person in a readathon that the host refer to by name. If we know your name, might not be your
or don't be the person that the host group chat talks about.
I mean, I've heard of readathons where people have gotten nasty enough the host like blocks them out of the Discord.
Wow, it's so wild.
That happened in February.
Yeah, absolutely, go for it because I just feel like that people are so disrespectful. So yeah. I think the hardest one is going to be convincing people that they do not need a story graph challenge because what we found last year was because of the way that it works, it actually doesn't work for story graph because it's multiple choice. Oh, Steph, I have stories that I will not get into. Number one, because I don't remember the details now, but yeah.
My like T senses are like, what? That's wild to get so upset in a readathon that you are like actively becoming nasty because especially like a competitive one, you're not competing for money.
Yeah, there's no prize.
There's no prize. You didn't pay to get in.
There was a consistent problem person when we did adventures that we like consistently was complaining about stuff, was mad that we were like, oh my god, well why wouldn't they, like I can't plan for this, I don't have time for this now, why would they do this, like consistently complaining. And I don't remember whether it was Readathon or Escape or another, like, but they acted up like that in another, because the Avengers host like gave them so much grace and we're like just ignored them. They basically said, can someone tell me what the video says because I can't be bothered to watch it.
Oh my god.
And one of the hosts was like, no, you need to watch the video, like you can take the time to watch the video. I don't think the readathon had even started, whatever, I don't remember. But like they got called out and it was so edifying because we're like, maybe we're too close to this, maybe we're just getting, no, it was so nice to see somebody else. The funniest thing was like I went to check their Twitter after that because I knew they were going to be throwing a thread on Twitter or a fit on Twitter, and we're like, I can't believe people don't understand that people don't have time and some of us are busy. And it's like, are they busy with the people running the fucking readathon for you? Because we have jobs too, ma'am.
I'll tell you a story off camera, off live.
If you're talking about the person that I think you're talking about, Margaret, that person has been a menace in many other readathons.
Does their name start with a K?
Oh no, different letter. later in the alphabet.
Yeah, no.
Exactly like
Fablen. Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Because they clearly want you to cater everything to their specific circumstances. But yeah, no, sorry, I'm getting into like.
No.
Anyway, I want people to feel that way. You know, I want people to be able to go, okay, there is still an option for me to continue on and be able to help to participate. I don't want them to feel that kind of frustration, because I think it really is frustration in those cases. It's like, I wanted to do something fun and suddenly it's not fun. And it's like, I mean, you signed up for this, but let's see what we can do for it.
And then like you signed up for it, but no one's keeping you to it.
Yeah.
It's not a job. Like, if you are not having fun, then leave. Like, it's not that hard to just walk away from it. Like, you didn't pay for the entry into it. It's wild. And then to ruin the fun for everybody else is just crazy.
It's just so incredibly rude to complain about it to the face. Like, and there's a difference between like complaining about it like that and being like, hey, can you, like, somebody asked me if I would be able to change the color on one of the roles because they were a heathen that likes light mode. There were words, and I was like, yeah, you are, but let's see what I could do for you. So I did change the colors a little bit just so it would be easier because they couldn't see. I was like, well, let me change this so that isn't a problem.
Light mode is crazy.
I forget that most people don't have their Discord on dark mode, or some people don't have their. I'm just like, what?
I think my brother has his phone, like iPhone settings on light mode, and it drives me crazy. Or it's my brother or my mom, one of the two. And every time I have to look at their phone for something, it like burnt. I'm like, oh, it's so.
It depends on the app, because like my YouTube, my Discord, those are on dark mode. Twitter, Instagram, Threads, my messages, I like those on light mode.
Yeah, my Instagram, I think, is on light mode. My Discord is on dark mode. And it's like, usually it's whatever it was when I created it is usually what I keep it at. So like the fact that you said that Discord even has a light mode, I forgot that was even an option, because I've always just had it on dark mode. Like that's how it was when I downloaded it. So like I've never seen it in light mode. I feel like if I saw that would drive my brain crazy, because I'm just not used to seeing it like that.
Yeah, no, I would be so, like, I don't think I'd be able to function. But yeah. It's just be considerate. I understand that it can be really frustrating to think you're going to do something fun, and then it's suddenly you're having to do this challenge right off the bat that is not fun for you. Just be considerate of the people who are putting their effort into this.
I know myself. Like, I remember when you guys were first doing the Get a Clue last year. Not the first year you guys were doing the Get a Clue. Readathon, I wanted to support and have fun, but then I saw how complicated it was, and I was like, supporting you, but I can't. This is going to just be a no for me for how I'm set.
I'll be honest, sometimes I just make the TBR because that means that I know more people will see it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go as balls to the wall for readathons as I did for most readathons as I did for Amazing. So, but also I was hosting Amazing, so it was like, well, I pull my weight.
My sister turned her Arkham Horror app to light mode, and I yelled at her. It just, to me, like, I guess, like on iPhone, like messages, all my stuff's dark mode. It looks so wide, I guess, for light mode. I don't know. Like, it's just too much for me. I was like, I need
certain apps, like the apps that I have in dark mode, when they're in light mode, I'm just like, this is too much. This is too overwhelming. And then the ones that I have in light mode, like if I put them in dark mode, I'm like, no, I can't. I can no longer read.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it works that way.
I feel that. I feel that on a cellular level.
I was planning on feather mode for Mystic, but then got caught up with the community and was having too much fun, so I stayed in River.
Hey.
Yeah.
No,
and I think that's a brilliant idea, to have a participation level that, like, it was too late for me to plan that for Fablen that year. But it's like, we're going to do this again we're going to do this next time.
Well, that's a big part about being in a community and stuff like that, is you're able to, like, oh, I like that, and I'm going to do it this way, and you're not, like, stealing it. It's not like...
Yeah.
It's just being inspired by. I think that's the best part about it. But, okay.
There are ways to do it and actually rip off someone else's.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like there are
that's
certain things that
true.
are like, this is such a common idea. It's just like I feel like, I don't know if you were, but now was the first time I saw someone like take that concept and apply it to a readathon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like,
and like Rainy,
mode is normal.
When Rainy did junior and senior detective, she messaged me and was like, "Hey, is it okay if I use your idea for Get a Clue?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So like, it wasn't like she like stole it or whatever. Like, we talked about it, you know, ahead of time.
And it's always good to like cite your sources. But I am gonna end this live.
Beautiful.
I was gonna say something to the story off screen about something similar we brought up, but I didn't want to do it on live. But thank you guys for joining. Friday, if I film it, you guys should see the Reddit bingo TBR because I want to do it because I was getting FOMO.
I know, right?
But I do not know if I will have any more sprints this month because unfortunately the Kings won. Means we're getting more playoff games.
Oh,
so
no.
we shall see.
Don't sound so excited.
I mean, I'm gonna get more money, and it'll be more money for closer to Yahweh, so that's not terrible, is what I'm telling myself.
Nice.
I'm so damn tired of people. But I will see you guys next time. I will have my wonderful guests' channels linked after the fact when the video is when this live is up. I will link their channels so that you guys, if you are not already subscribing to them, you could do so because they're.
If you like the vibes, subscribe. Yay.
But all right, bye.